Make sure to cover your saucepan as the gravy is frying. Once that's being done, we will work on the rice. First thing you want to do is wash and clean the rice thoroughly. Make sure to try and get as much starch out as possible. Usually rinsing 3 times. Cook rice according to serving size on the back of the bag. You want to parboil the rice so that there are some water left. You will mix the veggie and rice together to finish the rest of the cooking process. So while your rice is cooking, we're going to go back to our gravy. Right here is when you're going to add your mixed veggie bag and your gravy together and stir it. You want to make sure you stir it and then add seasoning as you go, taste as you go, and then cook for 3 minutes. Once it is done cooking and rice is parboiled, you are going to mix your gravy and your rice together, okay? It's the most important part because you want to make sure there's a little bit of water left in that parboiled rice and your gravy and your mixed veggies are already done. You're going to mix it together and then you're going to mix it and stir it and cook for 8 minutes on low. Check to ensure that the rice is not sticking to the bottom of the pot. An additional tip, I would highly recommend that you use a non-stick. Rice tends to cook at the bottom and you don't want that. And as the rice cook and liquid dissipate, you may find it necessary to also add additional ingredients according to your preference. More oil, for example, more stock or chicken flavored bouillon, more tomato paste, or sauce for color. This is all on your preference. You got to taste it as you go. So after all your cooking, let it sit for a bit to let it cool down. And once it's cooled down, it is ready to be served and eaten and enjoyed. You can pair this with any meat of your choice. I personally use jerk chicken or fried fish. And jerk chicken is the perfect pairing with this. Well, I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. And I just want to personally say thank you to DMARC for allowing us to be a part of this virtual demo. And we look forward to working along you guys as hopefully after all this is over with. Thank you guys and take care. Bless up.
That was amazing. Guys, I don't know about you guys, but I'm pretty hungry right now, and that was awesome. If you didn't follow along or didn't get anything on there, please remember that these recordings are going to be available. So if you'd like, this entire call will be recorded, but if you'd like that specific video, we'd make that available to you so you can follow along with that recipe at home. I know some of you may have been skeptical, but now that you've seen it, you want it. Also remember to check out Palms Caribbean at the farmers market when things resume. They are also available for catering. Awesome stuff there. Thank you, Chef Mara. And now I believe we have a second video, and that is from Julie Heathcote with Sunflower Chef Catering. And Jordan, before we play the video, I just wanted to remind you that the reason these are written behind me is because at any time tonight, you could text these words, DMARC, to this number, 56651, and then you can make a donation right from your phone, or go to DMARC's website, dmarcunited.org. On the banner there, will give you details to sign up for the auction that will run continuously to 9 p.m. tonight. Amazing items on there to bid on, so please do that. But right now, we have a second video from Julie Heathcote with Sunflower Chef Catering. Joe, are you ready for that one?
I'm ready.
Awesome.
And this one's a little bit longer, so we're going to play it. We're going to play most of it, but again, like Sid said, it's available afterwards. You'll be able to watch the whole thing. So with that, we'll take it away.
I'm Julie Heathcote with Sunflower Chef Catering, and I am so happy to be a part of the Spring Greens event again this year. So this recipe is actually pretty simple. It's one of my favorites that I kind of tweaked to make into my own. It is called a strawberry bruschetta. So just a little twist on the original. I always like to add my own flair on things. So I actually have everything ready here. And so I'll just do a quick little demo. And there is the mascarpone cheese here. We've got the French baguette. And then we have mint here. I already chopped it up. and there are fresh diced peaches. If you can't find fresh, frozen is always a good option. Sometimes they tend to be a little bit sweeter anyways. And then these are the diced up fresh strawberries. So if your fruit is not as sweet, you can always add a little bit of sugar into the mix. So I will start by slicing the baguette here. And of course, sanitation is always important. So I've already washed my hands and I will be putting on some gloves, although it will probably just be my family eating it. But you know, habits. So this is just a baguette that I bought. I'm not a professional baker, so bread is definitely at this time not one of my specialties, but I'm working on perfecting my craft. So we will slice a little bit of this up here, and I always kind of take the ends off. They don't always work as well, of course, so we'll just do a couple of pieces here. I got the serrated knife, that way it's a nice even slide right through type of cut here. And so I'm going to take the baguette pieces, and I've got my olive oil, and just enough, you know, to put in the bowl, maybe a third, fourth of a cup. That way you can brush both sides evenly of the baguette. And it's going to bake in the oven at 350. Total of about 8 to 10 minutes, you know, halfway through flipping it to the other side. That way it gets an even toast on both sides. Let's just kind of brush this real quick here. And with this, I don't add seasoning just because it would take away from the sweetness that you're going to get from this. So just a little bit of olive oil. And then I would, you know, cut up the whole baguette at 350. So here are some that recently came out of the oven. And I'm going to set these all right here. So you can kind of tell, I don't like to have it too crunchy, and it can be made maybe a day in advance or even like the day of is better. But if you're making it for friends or family for a party or whatnot, you know, it never hurts. I make it, you know, here and there for catering and of course for friends and family. So I have this mascarpone cheese, and it's just a really light flavor. And I think, you know, this, as I may have mentioned, it can be used for a dessert or as an appetizer. And I like it year round. So that's why when peaches aren't available, you know, the frozen ones always work just as good. So I'm going to take just a regular kitchen knife here, butter knife, spread some of this mascarpone cheese right on top of the baguette. So I'll do a couple of those real quick. These all good to go here. So just a nice, you know, even layer. Good amount there. And so I'm going to take my fresh peach here, and I just kind of cut around the core of it. I like to use my chef knife here. Cutco is always my favorite. Super sharp, has lasted me like 10 years now. I haven't even had to sharpen this once. So I'm not an ambassador for Cutco, but it's just one of my favorite brands. So I will take the peach here, and I'm going to do a small, medium-sized dice. And this way, it will top well. The strawberries and the fresh mint here. Okay, so that should be a good amount. I've already got some in the bowl. Just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of how I chop that up and what size I use. Strawberry.
That's awesome. And remember, if you want to see the rest of that video, it will be made available to you. But for the sake of time, we are going to probably give you guys a short break, not more than 5 minutes. I'm not going to go over logistics because none of you are not at your home. So I'm not going to give you directions to your bathroom. But I'm assuming if you stand up and go the way you usually go to the door you usually go to, that's where you'll find it. So with that said, we're going to get to Andrew playing some wonderful, wonderful music sponsored by Prairie Meadows. We'll be back in 5, but just feel free to hang out. Put your drinks up. Let's cheers each other, and we'll see you back in 5. Yep, and remember, hit speaker view if you want to see Andrew play.
Gotta hand it to myself. Causing major problems to my mental health. Why do I do the things that make me feel wrong? Yeah, for so long, to let the world push me around and around, put me on the ground. Alright with the tide, till I'm back in the sunlight. Everybody knows it's all about your perspective, what you believe. Look from a different angle, start to see, yeah. Another point of view to reality. What are you waiting for? Leave your worries at the door, let your heart soar. So tired of all my mistakes, a permanent headache. All I gotta do is move my gaze where I perceive it's all around me. Oh, perspective, what you believe. Look from a different angle, start to see there's another point of view to reality. What are you waiting for? Turn your body upside down, take your feet off the floor. I imagine life in clear blue sky. It's been one crazy month, making me miss everyone. Wanna free my mind, yeah. Perspective, what you believe. Look from a different angle, start to see another point of view to reality. What are you waiting for? It's called Perspective. It's a song I wrote on guitar. My name is Andrew Hoyt. I'm a singer-songwriter. Thanks again to DMARC, the Iowa Food Pantry, and I'm live from Sid's Tiki's Comedy Club. So it's really fun to be here. And I'm playing for an empty audience out here, but not virtually. So it's really interesting because whenever I play, of course, there are people there, but I'm just not seeing your faces, but I know that you're all watching. So let's do another song. Here's a cover. And I can't really see the comments that well, but I'm going to look as I'm playing this. If you can, if you're listening and if you can guess who sang this, you can write the artist in. So guess the artist if you know. I've been trying to do it right. I've been living a lonely life. Been sleeping here instead. Been sleeping in my bed. Sleeping in my bed. So show me family, all the blood that I will bleed. I don't know where I belong, yeah. I don't know where I went wrong, but I can write a song. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you, you belong with me, you're my sweet. Yeah, I see the comments. Nice, Lumineers. Good job. I'm trying to see who it was. It started with the K. We're gonna make it so I can see the comments better. Thanks. I don't think you're right for him. Thanks, man. Might have been if you took a bus to Chinatown. She'd be standing on Canal Bowery. you'd be standing next to me. Yeah, I belong with you. You belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me, you're my sweetheart. Love, we need it now. Let's hope for sunny. 'Cause we're bleeding out. And I belong with you. You belong with me, you're my sweetheart. And I belong with you. You belong with me, you're my sweetheart. I belong with you. You belong with me, you're my sweetheart.
Awesome. I know he can see you guys, so just clap for him, even if he can't hear you because you're on mute. That's awesome. Thank you, Andrew. And that music today was Andrew Hoyt. Remember the name. You can find him. He'd love to play your event. He's awesome. And he's also sponsored tonight by Prairie Meadows Racetrack and Casino. So we thank you for that, for the ability to bring music to this event. And hope you guys are still enjoying it from the living rooms or wherever you're at and watching it. He sounds great. We are going to go back to our panel now. And we already heard from some of the ones we heard from Max and Lee on some spirits. So I'm going to go to a wine question and give you a chance to tell us, since you're the resident expert, Benjamin, but how do you select what wines you pair with food choices? I'd like to get some insight on that.
It really just depends on what food it is, what you like. Not everybody's flavor profiles match up, but for me personally, it really just comes down to what time of year it is, what I'm eating, and kind of what I'm in the mood for. So if I'm eating lighter cuisine, then it's going to call for probably a lighter wine. You can probably throw some rosés in there. Those are pretty popular right now. But I mean, it really just comes down to preference. All the rules, the steadfast rules, are kind of out the window, and it really just comes down to what you enjoy and when you enjoy it with what food.
Awesome. Do any of you want to jump in on that question about what wines to pair with food? All right. Well, in that case, we'll go to...
as a winemaker, I absolutely agree.
There you go, Lee.
What you like. We make, there's absolutely things that go with certain things, and it really is. It's funny, the farm to table thing. Wines that go with certain cuisines grow with those cuisines. So it's very, it's a very important thing to understand. But really, the most important thing is everybody should enjoy what the wine is that they like on their table.
Austin, what's your favorite wine? I don't think we can hear you, Austin.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Oh, okay, perfect. I was double muted. No, exactly what Dr. Rayleigh was saying is that what grows together goes together. So anything like, French, like Bordeaux region, you're going to look for stuff that goes with that wine that grows in that same region, right? So like Normandy, there's a lot of apples. So, and pork really goes really well with apples. So that's how chefs think for sure. And I know wine folks and spirits think the same way.
Nice. Thank you. So now we'll probably go to another video. So Joe, if you're ready, let's watch the video from K&S Kitchen.
Hi everyone, this is Batoon with K&S Kitchen in Des Moines, Iowa. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make kimchi. First you want to start with some Napa cabbage, garlic, Korean chili powder, salt, and green onion. Those are the most basic ingredients for the most basic kimchi that you can make. First I'm going to start by cutting the kimchi. You just want to quarter the head so you'll get smaller pieces. And then just do about 1-inch chunks all the way across. I'm going to go ahead and give this a rinse now. All right, now that it's been rinsed and drained well, I'm going to salt it pretty liberally. And then mix it up so the salt gets coated on every piece of cabbage. Salt is going to draw out the moisture in the leaves and break it down. And this also help preserve the kimchi for later. We're going to set that aside and prep the other ingredients now. I'm going to chop up the garlic, and then we're going to make a paste with some salt. Just pour about a half a teaspoon of salt on there. Take the side of your knife and just mash everything in there, and it'll form a paste. Almost there. All right, there we go. Now we have a nice little garlic paste. Next, I'm just going to cut the green onions. Take it off right where it starts to turn green and do about 1-inch pieces of green onion as well.
Awesome. I don't know about you guys, but I could watch making garlic paste for another 30 minutes. I was just kind of mesmerized by that knife moving on that cutting board. I really did zone out. That was awesome. So if you guys want to learn the rest of how to make kimchi, because I know I'm interested now, these videos are going to be available. Hey, you know, I want to do something right now. Not part of the script, so Leslie's probably freaking out. That's okay. If you guys have your phones out, take a picture of the screen right now. and all these smiling faces. I want to see nothing but phones. Perfect. And what I'd like you to do is share that picture on all the social medias, Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, LinkedIn, all the cool things, all the cool kids are doing it. Put that picture up. Let people know what you're doing right now, which is attending the second annual Spring Greens event. Virtually Unstoppable is the theme. And make sure that you tag people, DMARC in it, as well as let people know that if they text, and you knew this was coming, it's on the board behind me, DMARC to the number 56651. They can support this wonderful organization. You can put in the website. You can tell people there's an auction going on till 9. Just because they're not on here doesn't mean they don't need to hear from you and find out about it. So let's take care of that. In the meantime, since we're already freaking Leslie out with the audibles, I'm going to throw out another panel question, but I'm not even going to go to the panel because I just see this man who told me earlier his birthday was tomorrow, Mr. Christopher Meharry, just sitting here acting like he's joining this call, and I'm going to put him on the spot. Mr. Meharry, you're looking great. You have a hat on. Happy birthday in advance for tomorrow. Hope you have the most wonderful birthday in the world, my friend. So I'm going to throw a question out to you, and that is, sir, do you have a favorite food or beverage from any event that you photographed, which is probably all of them in town if people know you? And what a few tips you would give us for taking good summer photos?
Okay, so I'm going to start with the beverage question.
Or food, but I see where your head's at.
I thought you said beverage.
Hey, it's all good, baby. What's your favorite food or beverage you've taken a picture of at the event?
I'll be honest, it's very fun at Wine Fest during the grand tasting when Splash has their seafood out on the ice. Because selfishly, as a photographer, if you've got shellfish and awesome colors on top of ice, it kind of helps me a little bit, and the wow factor is a little high, so that's a good thing. So,
second question was a good tip for the rest of us. If we're going to take pictures of things like we just did on this computer screen with our phones to share on social media, what's a tip that you can give us to take some Meharry-esque pictures, if you will?
Well, that's very kind of you. So let's say first we'll talk about people, and then we'll talk about places. So people, the one thing that I think is super, super important to do when you're photographing people is allow them to be themselves. And what I mean by that is somewhat pay attention to their mannerisms. If they're a hands in the pocket person, let them be a hands in the pocket person. If a lot of times, if you raise a camera and point it at somebody, they give what's called the fig leaf. They put their hands over their crotch, or they just do things that are so abnormal that it doesn't make any sense. So you got to have people relaxed. If there's a tree, have them lean on the tree. If there's a bench, have them sit on the bench. The more you can treat people with respect and allow people to be themselves, the better. Now, as far as places are concerned, you're always going to look for places or areas with a little more subdued light. So, some people get super jacked up about whether there's a flower garden or there's other areas to be. Well, that flower garden may be in the middle of the sun. And so people don't look very good squinting. Sid, you're a very attractive man, so it really doesn't matter where you're at. But anytime you can be in an area that the light is definitely more subdued, it's going to be much more flattering to people, and the colors will be much more accurate. Those are my simple tips that'll make it much better for you.
Thank you, Christopher. Hey, let's give Christopher a round of applause. Yes.
Shucks.
Thank you, Christopher. That was awesome, and especially on the fly. We appreciate you, and happy birthday tomorrow, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Greatest day ever. We're at that time for the breakout sessions, and if you've just joined us, don't worry about it. You are either assigned a breakout room, or you will have an option to pick a breakout room and then switch if you want to by hitting the little help button and letting our facilitator, Joe, know if you want to move through breakout rooms. I'm gonna just go over a little bit about what the breakout rooms are. You'll spend about 15 to 20 minutes in the breakout room because you're gonna really hear from different experts. So the first one is called Learn from the Chef. And one have Bailey, and there's no better person to learn from than a chef who's also an instructor at the Iowa Culinary School at DMARC, and he's going to share tips and tricks to help you in the kitchen, and also maybe throw in a little how I can just take that knife and make garlic paste at home, because that's all I'm going to do tonight, because that is way better than this meditative app I downloaded. Second breakout room is it's called Drinks for the Season and Other Things to Know. And that's for people who, prefer liquid diet, if you will. And we will have Max Hightone there. He's if you're joining in late, he's the general manager at Foundry Distilling Company. They make their own stuff. Dr. Lee Raleigh, he is a doctor, a PhD in spirits. And research and product development with Red Boot Distillery. I'm sorry, Lee, but I just keep coming back to that. That is the greatest thing I've ever heard. And Benjamin Sheila, you heard from him just a second ago about pairing wine. He's the district manager and on-premise Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits. All three of them are your experts in Breakout Room 2 to tell you about drinks for the season and other things to know. And finally, the person with the greatest name on this call, Sid Kane. Yes. There you are. She's in her kitchen, so I'm assuming she's going to talk about food, and Sid's going to talk about favorite foods for the season. And Sid Kane is Sid's Catering, amazing place if you've never, tried her food. And we also have Vitun, Say Sofa with KNS Kitchen. Man, I'm just still so relaxed from that garlic paste. You saw him give you the recipe for that kimchi earlier. He's going to be an expert on that panel. And then we also have Amara Sama with Palms Caribbean Cuisine, who started off our videos today with that Liberian rice, which is another thing I'm going to be trying soon. All three of them are in that final breakout room, number 3, talking about your favorite foods for the season. So, Joe, before we send people to breakout rooms, just want to throw a quick little things for those who want to know how the breakout room works.
Sure. So hopefully this won't hurt a bit. I've got you all assigned into basically an even split of 15, 15, and 14 between the 3 rooms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open the rooms here in just a second, and it's going to ask you if you'd like to go. Please click accept, and then you'll be in a room with your breakout panelists, the 3 folks who are going to talk about, or the folks who are going to talk about the topic areas that you've all selected. Again, if you have any problems, just hit the help button. It sends a message to me. I can come in, bounce between rooms, and help you with the technical assistance you need. So don't hesitate to reach out to me as sort of this goes on. I will send a message about 2 minutes before we close, just kind of telling everybody to kind of wrap up, and then you'll automatically be brought back to the main room, and we'll do some wrap up things like that. So again, this won't hurt a bit. It's all automated. You just have to click the accept button, and then you'll be in the room, and then I'll bring you back. So with that, I think we're ready to go. Sid, should we open the rooms up?
Let's do it.
Okay, we'll have fun. We'll see you soon.
All right. Well, thank you guys. We've reached the end of what we're trying to do here. Just a few more last minute things. One, I hope you enjoyed your breakout sessions. I've heard some good responses so far. Thank you to everyone involved in putting this event together, starting with Joe on getting this this whole virtual event put together at the last minute. Rich as the event coordinator, as the event chair. Thank you. For all your hard work in doing so. Thank you at the staff of DMARC and everyone who helped with everything here, including the people who've joined in as experts, panelists, PhDs of Boozley. I appreciate you. This is kind of fun, but more importantly, thank you to our sponsors, without whom we wouldn't have been able to have this event put together. But you can get all those videos, which we kind of played, but for the sake of time, didn't play through. I want to give you a little teaser. So you will be able to get those videos. Just ask for that. You want a video of this entire event? We have those too. And just contact Leslie and she'd be able to get those to you. There's also a bonus video, which you haven't seen. We have one from Dinner Dispatch, which we'll play a little bit of. But before that, we'll also be able to send you a little video from one of the staff members right here, Reverend Sarah Trone-Garriott, that will teach you how to make pretzels. So if you want that, you have to really ask for it, because that's only that's a secret video we're only telling people on this call about. Nobody's just going to get pretzel videos for not taking the time to join us today. But Joe, you want to play a couple minutes for the Dinner Dispatch video before we just wrap up real quick?
Absolutely.
A few minutes?
Yeah.
Awesome. And while he's getting us, there we go.
Hi, we are Jen and Leanne, co-owners of Dinner Dispatch, a local meal prep delivery company, and we're going to take a minute to show you how our meals work.
So on our website, you can order as many meals as you would like, and we deliver them right to your door, which is pretty unique about our service. When they come to your door, they will be delivered in a thermal cooler, and they're going to look something like this. So we have already done all of the chopping and slicing and dicing and measuring, and it comes ready with a recipe card, and all you have to do is cook. So I'm going to show you a little bit what that looks like as we pull these bags out. So we have everything double bagged in here. We've got our recipe card with your easy directions. As you can see, there's like 3 steps. We make it super easy for you to cook these at home.
And in a minute, I will show you exactly how that will look.
So this is our first bag. You can see all of those yummy ingredients. It's labeled for you exactly what is in here. There's also the recipe right on the bag, so in case you lose the card, you have another option on how to get that cooked. And this one, we have a bag B. This is our sauce. So all you do is follow the directions and whip it together, and you have dinner on the table in minutes. None of the planning, none of the shopping. We get it all done for you.
All right, so the meal we decided to feature for you guys is our kielbasa potato skillet. It's one of our Rule 30 compliant meals, actually, and one of the easiest, the best examples of how easy our meals can be. So it comes, like we already showed you, with all the ingredients chopped in the bag. So this just features kielbasa, sausage, onions, Brussels sprouts, and diced potatoes. So this is how easy it is. I had this skillet preheating for a little bit, and dump it in the pan. So if you were making this recipe on your own, it would also be easy as well, because you would just have to dice these things up and throw them in the pan. That's kind of cooking this meal is. So once it's simmering in the pan for a few minutes, and this one is so fast because the kielbasa is a pre-cooked sausage, right? It just has to be in here for about 5 minutes. So we'll let it simmer. Stir it and leave it alone. While this is heating through, I'll just take a second to talk about why people like to order from Dinner Dispatch. We have a wide variety of customers. Sometimes their reasons are as simple as they want to add some variety into their meals for the week, so they enjoy coming up with their own meals, but they want to have 3 dinners in the week that we come up with for them and have some variety there. Sometimes it's people who absolutely hate to cook, but they know that they can't do takeout every night, so that they want to get some home cooked meals in there and have that just basically done for them. Sometimes it's people who love to cook but really hate the planning, shopping, and prepping that goes along with it, but they still get to do this part and serve real food to their families. So that's how quick and easy this meal was. I have just been letting it go for about 5 minutes-ish. You can see that the kielbasa is starting to brown. So then I just have to take this sauce back. I might mix it up a little bit again. But again, this is how it comes with the delivery. So the sauce was, well, let me remember.
All right, you can get that full video as part of your package. Now, guys, we saw a lot of people cooking some great meals. I know we're going to try those at home. We just heard about how you can just call and get dinner dispatched to your home. But let's not forget, the purpose of this call is to make sure that we are able to provide healthy and nutritious food. And that was to nearly 56,000 individuals in our community that need it. And that's where you guys come in. please text DMARC to 56651, and that'll be able to make you'll be able to contribute to get to help this wonderful organization out. And also, we have the auction still live. Just when this call's over, we still have a couple hours after. It's going to go till 9. There's amazing items on there, and that's the way you can do that. And Leslie, I believe, had just put the website down in the chat field, so feel free to just copy and paste it into your browser window. Look at that auction when we're done. And it was interesting. We had a virtual event that was already scheduled to be live, and we're at the end now, so I can't jinx it by saying we did just fine. And let's just give each other a hand, because I think this is pretty awesome that we were able to pull this off. Joe, thank you again.
Glad to do it, man.
This is fun. And that said, I still miss human interaction, as some of you do. So mark your calendars for May 6th, 2021, where we'll do this all again, but with each other and without screens. And mark your calendars, May 6th. It's a Thursday. Next year, we'll be back to doing this live again at Scottish Rite. Should be a fun event. PhD Lee is going to be there live, and he's going to be even smarter than he is now on all the libations. So it's going to be a great time. And also, finally, let's go back to close this out. Instead of listening to my voice, let's listen to the voice of the angel, Andrew Hoyt. He's going to play us his final song, and let's just hang out. Put it on mute. Don't put it on mute. Let's have some sips, and just be fortunate that we have each other, and that places like DMARC are still around helping the community. So make sure you do one of these things. Text 56651, or go to the auction. These things, it's been really fun, man. I've been Sid Jaworker. You guys have been great. Andrew, take us home.
Hey, thanks again to DMARC, and we're at Sid's Tiki's Comedy Club live. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll play one more song here. When I had you to myself, didn't want you around. Those pretty faces always made you stand out in the crowd. But someone picked you from the bunch. One glance was all it took. And now it's much too late for me to take a second look. See if you can guess this artist. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go, babe. Nice job, Amanda. Got it. Nice job, Amanda. I want you back. I want you back. Yeah. Trying to live without your love is a one long sleepless night. Let me show you, girl. Yeah, I know wrong from right. Every street you walk on, I leave tear stains on the ground. Following the girl, didn't you all around? Oh, baby, give me one more chance to show you that I love you. Won't you please let me back in your heart? Oh, darling, I was blind to let you go, babe. But now since I see you, it is all I want you back. Yeah. I want you back. Come on. Do 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 da do 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 da 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 do 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 do. Yeah. I want you back. I want you back.
That's our event, people. We made it through. Nothing happened. It was a success. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to our sponsors. Thanks to DMARC. Thank you to Joe. Thanks for all the experts on these panels. We are going to say goodnight. We're going to let Austin go foraging for wild edibles. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a good night.
Always wondered if I ever had a chance with you. Maybe it's best that we both live in different cities too. Many times crossing my mind, look left, right, for something that we might find. That's how our lives will play. We might end up in the same place, make it worth all the waiting. Ever since we were in undergrad, I've been thinking of the fun we had, writing songs till 2 a.m., calling you my friend. Oh, I, till we say bye, bye, bye. I know I'm a screw up, it's in my nature. But I grew up and I reshaped my future. I would love to have you in it. In the meantime, I'm still reminiscing, yeah. Ever since we were in undergrad, I've been thinking of the fun we had, writing songs till 2 a.m., calling you my friend. Oh, I do we say bye, bye? I loved everything about you. I was wrong, I know. Wish I could make it up to you. Don't you know you're beautiful? Ever since we were in undergrad, I've been thinking of the fun we had, writing songs till 2 a.m., calling you my friend. Oh, I, do we say bye, bye, bye? Hey, thanks so much. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Thanks for tuning in.